Alrighty, today we got something new, something brand new that I'm pretty excited about. What I want to do is I want to take your songs as subscribers, as beginner producers or intermediate producers, even advanced, and I want to show you guys what a professional producer would do. So today I'm going to open up a project from one of my subscribers. He's also one of my friends. His name is Tim, and he is pretty new to this whole production thing. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what a professional producer would do instead of a noob or an amateur. I will say Tim has improved a lot recently, and I was actually pretty impressed with this song that I'm about to show you guys. But I think either way, just stay tuned because you're going to learn a ton about how to produce professionally. And I think this is really going to help you upgrade your skills, whether you're just starting out or you've been at this for a while and you're just like, how do I get better? Also, if I look like I'm getting progressively more and more hot as the video goes on, it's because it's like triple digits right now where I live. It's actually 101 degrees I can see right now. And this studio gets hot super quickly and I can't run the AC while I'm filming a video. So I can just feel it getting hotter and hotter and I'm already just starting to freaking break a sweat. I'm melting. All right, let's go ahead and open up Ableton and dive into this song. We'll listen to a few parts of it and then we'll just start chipping away at how to improve it. Okay, so already he's got some good layering going on. And what I like, okay, there's vocals. What I like is that he's creating some sort of, atmosphere, some movement, some layers. And he's got these creepy vocals going on. Let's look at these vocals. What is this?
Lights under the door.
So creepy. I think he used Wibble to do that. I've never even heard of this plugin.
Lights under the door.
I love it. Yeah, he's gonna be like, oh, why'd you take the effects off that? So into this next section here, we got a fill. Nice. Sick. I love those sounds. They go really well together. This sound and this sound. And then we got some more stuff here, it looks like. Just like some fills and whatnot. Big build up, big build up. What's it gonna go to? All right. A breakdown with a bass line that is not lined up with the grid. Okay, we're gonna just start chipping away at this right away. First thing I just wanna say in general in production, especially for electronic music, dance music, anything that is sample based, I really wanna encourage you guys to try to find the best samples you can for drums. Use drum samples, but for synths, for basses, for all these drones, these pads, you should make your own synths. The reason for that is you wanna be able to change the key, you wanna be able to change chord voicings, all that stuff. You want the option to change things. And when you drag in sounds from Splice like this, it's a cool sound. The only issue is that it's difficult to change those different notes that it's playing without degrading the sound quality. And it's also two sounds playing at once, and you can't adjust them separately or anything like that. You're just stuck with this loop. Hashtag Element. Element has everything you need and nothing you don't. Man, Element, if you're watching, give me a freaking sponsorship as I'm melting away in this studio. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to press Command-Shift-T. I like these drums, but I want to start chipping away at these tonal elements like this synth. So we'll keep the drums, but I want to recreate this synth in Serum. Or if you wanted to use a free option, you could use a synth called Helm, H-E-L-M. I believe it's still free. Actually, maybe we could just try using Helm. Let's see. So we want to create this sound. First thing we have to do is figure out what note that is. Nice. So it's an A. And I just did that by singing the note in my head. Da, 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 this note right here. And then using my keyboard as a MIDI keyboard and finding the right note. And I know it's kind of confusing, but the G note on your keyboard is actually an A note in music.
Sure about that?
Okay, so we're trying to create this sound. By the way, if your computer keyboard isn't working as a MIDI keyboard, just select this keyboard icon up here to the right. Now what I would do is I would look through maybe some of these bass sounds, see what we can find. Those are intense. Okay, so I found a sound in Helm that's kind of close. And it doesn't have to be exact. So let's go ahead and just highlight the section that we want to put our notes on and press Command-Shift-M. That'll make a new MIDI clip. We can double click on it and just draw in some notes on the piano roll here. We can click this little headphone icon right here so we can hear what we're clicking. Make sure we solo it to the right over here. Oh, I guess I was wrong. That's funny. So as it turns out, honest mistake, the G key on your keyboard is in fact a G note. I was wrong. F and G are actually the notes F and G. So it's in the key of G minor. All right, I think this is the pattern. All right, I'm just gonna shorten that sound down a little bit here in the amplitude envelope. And we can make it sound a little bit more like the sound from our reference just by EQing it. I'm gonna drag EQ8 right onto that track, and I'll scoop out some of these lows. All right, let's make that da-da, ba-da, that, you know, weird little sound. I can just feel the sweat building up right now. Whew, I'm already melting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use Serum for this, just because I can work faster on it, and it's great for sounds like this. And I'm gonna look for some kind of vocal chop. All right, so I found this sound in Serum. It's from a Singular Sounds pack, and it's not exact, but it's close enough. So let's go ahead and find those notes. Okay, so now we have that loop, except we have it with our own sounds. Okay, let's go ahead and just mix it a little bit. Okay, this is gonna start sounding really sick. And if you'll notice too, in this one, it sounds like there's a delay on both of these sounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the sends feature right here to the right in Ableton. You can see where it says -26. Just turn this up, and this is gonna send our bass sound right down here to this delay track right here. So let's go ahead and solo it. We can look at this delay and filter it a little bit. Nice. Let's also send our vocal synth to it as well. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust this tiki sound right here. Nice. And I'll see what Tim has done here. He has pitched this sound down. You see it down here to the lower left, right where it says pitch. He's pitched it down 2 half steps, which is making it says it's an A minor right up here. You can see on the actual sample itself. But Tim has pitched it down to G minor, so it's in the right key. So I love that. Good music theory, Tim. Excellent work on that. But we are going to try to recreate this sound using MIDI instead of using Splice. And by the way, everything I use in Splice, I'm just going to move to the bottom of everything once I'm done recreating it. And that way, you know, we can just keep everything organized as I freaking melt. It has got to be. It's 102 now outside, 102. And in here, it feels like it's getting pretty close to that. Okay, let's just go ahead and draw a G minor chord in. And just to reiterate, I highlighted a section, press Command-Shift-M to make that new MIDI track, double click on it, and then let's go ahead and solo these 2 things so we can hear them. So I'm just gonna draw out a G minor chord. And we can go ahead and use some pads that come with Serum. We'll keep it nice and simple. That's nice. I don't like this sub, but I also don't like this weird note here. All right, and let's create a little choppy so we can imitate this pattern. Nice. So to do that, it sounds like kind of creating a little envelope like this. Let me just adjust this. Okay, now we've recreated that sound a bit just by tweaking a pad that comes with Serum. And let's see what this sounds like. Nice. This is where we were at before. Which is fine, you know. But you are essentially copying and pasting what someone else created, and it's fun to be able to create your own version. Obviously, it sounds a bit different. But it's like now that we have this sound, or now that we have these parts programmed, we can use whatever sounds we want, which is awesome. But then you can, you know, do some sick stuff like this. Oh, that's actually super sick. What Tim did that I loved is he put a side chain on this synth loop right here. And I'm just gonna copy that side chain, which is this compressor. As you'll notice, side chain is on and it's routed to the kick. And I'm gonna go ahead and paste that at the end of our analog bass sound here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the threshold down and the ratio all the way up. And also, Tim, you'll wanna bring the ratio all the way up, attack all the way down, and turn EQ off. Yeah, and I'm also gonna do it on this little bit sound. And on this pad as well. Now we're really getting somewhere. Okay, so I love most of this stuff here. I think this fill is totally fine. Now I notice how it you just kind of lucked out because it plays triplets here. Da, 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 da. But if you were to warp it properly, the fill is normally at 90 BPM. So you just want to double click on the sample, click warp, change this BPM right here, all the way down to 90. And then now it's perfectly lined up on the grid. So let's try that actually. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Still got your bass going, so let's go ahead and copy those over. And then let's fill in this new little gap here, which is this sound. Nice. I love those sounds. I think we could probably pretty easily recreate this 80s synth bass just by finding a preset in Serum. Dude, it is so hot in this studio. This is no joke. Hotter the studio, the hotter the beats. If that's the case, this is gonna be the hottest beat of all time because it is freaking absolutely scorching in here. I just wanna find a cool bass. Ooh, that's nice. Close enough, right? And that is in Make Pop Music. You guys got some great samples too. Let's go ahead and figure out what notes they're playing. Okay, so first note's definitely this. Comes in early. Oh. Goes back to this note. But I actually prefer it going to a different note there. I think I really like that note, so I wanted to stay there. Yeah, that's way sicker. See, this is part of the reason why it's great to be able to create your own sounds. Create, I'm like stuttering because it's so hot. You could choose the notes that you wanted to play, and that way you're not like stuck with whatever these chords are or these notes are. It's like, now we're doing our own thing, which is sick. Last thing we need to do is figure out this thing. And for that, we can use, honestly, pretty much anything. I think if we just look up pluck in Ableton and go to instruments, we could probably find something pretty easily. That sounds good. All right, close enough. Here's our version. All right, let's go ahead and make our bass copy those notes as well. Yeah. And another thing that's really helping fill out this whole song is this delay. So let's go ahead and turn up the send right here. Nice. We are rocking and rolling now. I'm going to go ahead and turn this sub down an octave and make it a sine. Go ahead and make sure our side chain is on our new sounds. Just Command C and Command V, copying and pasting it. Now, structurally, we're not going to worry too much about the structure. We're just trying to recreate the sounds and improve what's already here. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video at all, and you are in a room that is less than 102 degrees Fahrenheit, then I would love for you to consider subscribing, because I am melting away trying to teach you how to make the best music that you possibly can. No, but seriously, that is my goal, to help you make the best music that you can. So if you want to improve as a producer, I would love for you to consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me, and it's free for you. Okay, back to the video. Okay, this is cool. So if we look at this sound really quick as well, we'll notice that if we turn the click on and we solo this sound, it's a little bit offbeat. So I'm just going to move this over. This little triangle right here, this little flag, and it's just going to make it so it starts right at the beginning. So we can see there's a little space here, and it's making it get off the beat. So there we go. Honestly, if you just threw in like an 80s snare, like an Oliver snare. Yeah, like that. All right, just like this. Yeah. Okay, I see an EQ here on the kick where he was boosting around 100 hertz. Basically, if you're going to be boosting something in a kick, you can boost this area, but usually kind of the low end sub area that you want in a kick to be boosted is down here. And you can see where it's sticking up right there. Let's just move that down. Now we have a ton of low end on that kick. That sounds awesome. Hey! Nice. Let's bring up these small drums right here. Also, let's see what's going on here. It looks like Tim is trying to automate the volume on these. I love automating stuff, changing stuff over time, but I almost never automate the volume on an entire track like this right here, where it says -8.3. And the reason for that is if I want to turn everything up or down, like let's say the whole song's too loud and I want to press Command A, highlight all the tracks, turn them all up or down. Well, the second I go up here and click on this orange arrow, watch right here where it says -15.3. I click on that arrow and it's going to automate back to its original volume. It's going to be way louder than everything else. So when I automate volume on something, I like to just drag a utility onto it. So I go to audio effects, drag on utility, and just automate the gain here instead. You know what? I don't think it needs any automation, to be honest. It sounds sick and I like the volume that it's at. Yeah. This is sick. All right, let's say that we did want to line this beat up on the grid. We can just find where it starts, just right here. Let's go ahead and turn the warp off. Usually on a sample like this, it'll tell you somewhere where what the BPM of the song is. So if we look here, click on the sample and drag this all the way out, we can see, oh, okay, it's 95 BPM. So what we want to do is find the very beginning of the sample, which is right here. Well, first we want to move this little flag to it, make sure that warp is turned off. Right click, and we can say warp 110 from here. I know that's not what the BPM is. We just checked and it's 95. But once we warp it to the BPM of our project, we can just change it right down here to the left to 95, and it should all line up. Let's see. Interesting. It looks like they were wrong on the sample. Looks like they labeled it wrong. Whenever this happens, what I like to do is I like to just look for the very end of the sample. Like you can see the sample ends right here. And I just double click right at the end there, and I drag this out to the end of the 4th bar. So let's see how this sounds. Wow, this sample is just like cursed. So the other option, what you can do is literally just drag and line everything up manually. And just go through one note at a time. And you just have to do it the slow way. But if you've been paying attention up to this point, you'll know that I'm going to suggest we don't use this at all and we just make our own bass. Our bass sound from earlier even, to create some continuity. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this pattern. Okay, so now we got the pattern drawn out, and it looks like that's still supposed to be in there, so let's see. Okay, so now we can just utilize these sounds however we want. We can draw on whatever notes we want. We can really start to build this out more if we want. We can even have these kicks happen 4 on the floor. Hey, that's so sick, actually. We could even bring in some other stuff. Now my brain's just kind of going crazy. I'm like thinking about some higher pitch kind of like tonal elements. If we just look through instruments, literally look through like anything. Bass valley. I just need like one note. And then if we go ahead and we can saturate this. I just want to apologize if I blew out your eardrums. And let's just do brick wall. Actually, let's do flattenator. And we'll just lower the volume of it. Nice. So, I just wanted that as like a tonal element so it can come in here, like right here. Go ahead and trim the ends off this and line up those notes properly just by quantizing them. I know I go fast through some of this stuff. All right, why do some of the notes? All right, let's go ahead and add a bunch of delay. Okay, and let's go ahead and put a sidechain on that. Yeah. That is hot. Oh my gosh. And we can actually turn this section right here into kind of like a build going into it. So let's go ahead and just automate the low end out of this bass really quick. Dragging one of these guys on and scoop out the lows. And we can go ahead and just turn this EQ off when the drop comes in. You really can't go wrong with the long cashmere sweep. He is just goated on splice. Look at this insane sweep. Make sure to turn it down. Usually I turn the sweeps down about 10 dB. So here we'll have everything cut out. Okay, there we go. And then we can have our little white noise here. This is my favorite white noise sample. I use it literally on almost every song. This one right here. I want to add some reverb to this sound. Big room maybe. Yeah, that's sick. So now we have our little build up here. Yeah. This sound to be a little bit louder. What I'm going to do is just drag an OTT onto this before this sidechain here and just tweak it a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to turn the OTT off during this build. So then when it comes in, it sounds like huge basically. So yeah. wonder how this would sound with OTT on it. Maybe too much. Dude, I'm literally I just felt a drop of sweat go down my shin. That is how sweaty I am. I'm sweating on my shins. Turn the release down on this. There we go. Yes, this is sounding so sick. Another thing we could do is just group these sounds together. And we could do a little bit of a filter on them. So let's drag EQ8 on. We will change this 4 right here to a low pass filter. And then we can adjust the frequency right here and automate it so. Slowly have it go up. So now it goes like this. All right, final product sort of. Going right into the breakdown here. Building up. So anyway, that is just an example of what I would do as a professional producer to sort of build out from splice loops and actually get something that has the dynamics and the sound quality that makes you think, oh, you know, this is professional. Basically, all I did was just redo the splice sounds as best I could using, you know, this is a sound from Ableton. And then I used Serum, and I also used Helm at some point as well, but mostly just Serum. But if you don't have Serum, you can use Helm, which is free, and you can use Ableton sounds. And you could just add in little percussion stuff, like another hi-hat if you wanted to. Just like that. But the possibilities are endless. I just want to encourage you guys. You can get kind of stuck in this way of just dragging, you know, melodic loops from splicing, and it's fine. You know, you can make great music that way. But you have so much more control and so much more creative freedom if you do your best to use MIDI and to use synths like Serum. You can use Helm, it's free, like I said, or just even stock Ableton sounds. And like, this already sounds freaking awesome. I've been working on it for, where does it say? Yeah, less than an hour. And you know, you can drag sounds in from Splice just to get inspiration. And then you can build it out from there and replace the sounds with your own sounds. That's really where like the sweet spot of production is creating your own sounds, creating your own melodies, your own notes, your own chords, and writing and making your own music. Seriously, it's like once you can get what's in your head to come out of a pair of speakers, the world will open up to you. It is remarkable how much it has affected my life in such a positive way, just to be able to make music, to come to the studio with some inspiration and actually bring that stuff to life. For those of you guys who want to go above and beyond, and you want like a community to work with, and you want a course, I have a paid program where I lay everything out way beyond just this, from beginning to end, all the way from music theory to mixing and mastering your music and putting it out there into the world, all that stuff. I literally cover everything I know. And yeah, I've been building out the course for the last 4 years, and now it's over, I think, like 150 videos, and it's awesome. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'll put part of it in the description for free. You could check it out down there. And if you guys like this format of me kind of taking my subscribers' production and improving it and building off of it and showing you guys what a pro producer would do, then please let me know in the comments, because this is a lot of fun to do. I feel like I could do tons of videos like this. It's fun for me to build out production and, you know, make something that just freaking slaps. It's like, if someone was like, hey, have you heard the new M83? And then I heard this, I would be like, yeah, of course, it's freaking awesome. But all that to say, if you guys liked it, just let me know in the comments. I try to read the comments. Genuine note here, I haven't been posting as much, and that's because I'm like figuring out my life. I'm trying to figure out the things that I really value. It's such a privilege and a joy to be able to teach you guys how to make music through YouTube, and I will do my best to continue to put videos out on a more regular basis. But I spent a while building out the courses. I built a brand new bed frame out of hardwood. I got into woodworking. I shot a short film. I made a short film. I'm also starting probably starting a second YouTube channel where I ask life's biggest questions. But all that stuff, I'm up to things, you know, and I want to be able to record more videos more regularly. So I'm going to try to shoot one video a week and work with my editor and get stuff out to you guys once a week. No promises on that, but I will try to improve, and I'm going to get it on the calendar and all that stuff. So if you watch the channel, thanks so much for subscribing. Genuinely, I really appreciate it. And remember, more than anything, guys, especially with Splice, all this stuff, you just got to make music. So stop making excuses and start making music. Cheers.